Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Happy Sunday. Let's conclude the weekend on a high note. We're going to get into the Major League Baseball betting card right here, Sunday, August 4th. Okay, so we have kind of a little smaller slate for a weekend schedule, and this lineup, there's a couple good games out there. It is Paul Skenes Day out there in the major leagues, and we'll talk a little bit about my approach when we get into some of these marquee matchups, as well as I'll have 5 best bets. We're going to lay some juice here today, but it's something where we're going to call our shot, pick our spots, and really go after a few of these games. So I'll give you guys my 5 best bets. A quick recap from yesterday. It was a Jake, unless you played both the San Diego and San Diego total, giving up a run late in the game, winning 3-2. That was one of the kind of games that kind of stuck out as a outlier yesterday. We had a couple weird ones out there. You can look kind of where we stand with some of the outcomes, right? I'll just tell you guys food for thought for a couple of them, right? We had the Mets ended up losing to the Angels, as well as the likes of a lot of runs within Seattle and Philly. Miami, we called that as a lean with the plus 250 being money line winners out there. Baltimore once again slapping the over against Cleveland 7-4. We had Minnesota take down the White Sox, as of course Tampa Bay over Houston with some margin, and Detroit winning, I think, in extra innings against Kansas City was one of the shocking outliers of yesterday's contest, but it's going to put us in a good spot today because we are going to play some reversion style bets and get back into it. Really look to go 3-2 at worst on today's picks. A lot of value too, so we're going to get into it. A couple of things I want to throw out there for you all. If you have not done so, you need to subscribe to this channel. Football season is starting right around the corner. Please smash that like button as well. We got close to it yesterday, but really want to get 200 likes in this video. And I'll give you guys my 5 best bets, and then we'll get this thing rolling, okay? So that's kind of where we're at. Like I said, guys, if you haven't done so, subscribe, and let's get into the picks, all right? Now, in these videos, for those of you that are new to the channel, I do show off of this platform. This is OddsJam, okay? I have links down below. If you do click that link, sign up with OddsJam. It is something where if you guys are betting on multiple platforms, you bet a lot, not just money, but if you just bet a lot of volume, it's something where you should be using one of these apps, and OddsJam is one of the, I think, premier sites and applications that you can use to basically make the best bet possible. All right, it's as simple as that, and I use it on every one of my bets. But I will show you guys this little preview here, kind of daily. This is how I get my, this is my interface I like to show you guys so you guys see which sports books have the best odds. And yes, this is what OddsJam does, but there's a lot more to it. So make sure you guys use my link down below, and promo code is TBM if you want to get signed up using that. All right, but let's get into the first game on the card. This is where we are having a first pitch at 12:05, so it's going to be an early one. Traditionally, I don't like to bet these early spots. I like to stay away from it. Okay, but we have the likes of Robbie Ray going against Carson Spears. Hunter Green took down the Giants at home yesterday for the Reds. This is something where we look into this one. I do like this being a more lower scoring affair. Just some analysis on it, but I'm not going to play it. Okay, this is something where this 9.5, I'm really shocked that it's still there. I do like Carson Spears at home. Those numbers are considerably different than his road splits, 4-2 on the season. So this would be a kind of a lean towards taking the Reds and the under. I can't believe there's a 9.5 out there in Hard Rock. That's why you got to use OddsJam, because I guarantee you go on some of your sites. And I have a lot of friends like that too. It kind of boggles my mind. Like they're just, oh, I only use DraftKings. Oh, I only have money on DraftKings, so I'm only using DraftKings. Nothing against DraftKings, but there's no reason why you should be making bets at $1.30 for an 8.5 when you could be getting $1.30 at 9.5. And that is absolutely the case. Yesterday, for example, I was at the Pirates game, and we, what better thing not to do than just do a little drunken no-run first inning bet right there in the bleachers. So did that, and surprisingly enough, on FanDuel I use OddsJam. I find who has the best price for a no-run first inning bet. I go to FanDuel. It's minus 120 and some change to take the no-run first inning. It was the best odds available, and you can look. Actually, I tell you guys all the time, the money line first inning three-way. Take the draw. I took the draw at minus 110. Swear to God, 10 minutes before first pitch. So crazy thing. You got to really shop around, and that's what I'm saying. You can win a bet with a 1-1 tie versus losing with a yes run first inning if that score ends up being 1-1, and you paid 15 cents more if you bet the traditional way. So you got to make sure you get the best numbers out there available. That's the moral of the story. All right. But yeah, like I said, it will be the Reds, and the under would be my lean. Brewers and the Washington Nationals yesterday. We were all about the over in this, and I got to be honest with you, this is a weird spot for me. I'm still on the over. I don't really like how it's juiced up at minus 135, so staying away from it. Mitchell Parker, why not? That's probably where I would lean in this situation, but Milwaukee hits lefties. I could see this being a game that gets busted wide open, especially if we get into that bullpen. So it's over or nothing for me. There is a little bit of value, but not enough for me to take the Nationals in this situation. Okay. And then let's hit up the game that everybody's looking at. This is Paul Skenes Day, and this is this close to making my card. I do want to show you guys some of the markets surrounding that. Player strikeouts, we can use OddsJam and find the best numbers available for strikeouts. You can see we have the over 6.5. That is where you could find the best odds at minus 156. And then you can have also sevens are about minus 119. So right there on the money. And I am going to talk a little bit about that, so give me a second. But with also the first half money line, that would be how I would attack the game. Just $1.60 is not enough to get me involved, and I tend to stay away from these kind of, I don't want to say public spots, but this is a more public narrative, right? Mainstream narratives in betting. If we're going to ride that train, ride it, but more times than not, I'm going the opposite direction of the train. So it is kind of what it is. We've done this in basketball. We've done this in football. Usually when everybody's going one way, you're better going the opposite in most cases. So generally when I get these big games, say Paul Skenes at home, rubber match, on a Sunday, huge crowd, it's going to be nice out. I just, I'm not saying he's going to pitch bad, but I just don't want to be involved and overpay when there's better edges out there and different things that we can get into. So I'm staying away from this game, but I wanted to show you, just because it is a popular opinion in play, the first half money line as well as the strikeout props right there for Paul. That is something where how I would get involved in the game. And I don't know if I mentioned in other videos, but when I was flying out of Pittsburgh the other day, I actually walked right past him, and he is unbelievably. I'm considered tall for my above average in terms of height, and I was really impressed that he is absolutely tall, taller than I expected in person. So, and I'm it's kind of crazy because Livy Dunn, she's a little short, so that works out pretty well for them. Kind of interesting, but. Yeah, like I said, I still take them deep. But let's get into the Blue Jays and the Yankees. All right, Uriel Rodriguez and Garrett Cole out there on the bump. This is a game where I wanted to bet towards the over once more. I'm just not going to go against Garrett Cole. If this would happen, it would maybe have to happen within a one-sided affair, just like yesterday, where we were all about that Yankees over, and actually a little Yankees over run line combo. That was a very correlating bet, right? If the Yankees are going to go over, you'd like the Yankees to win. They're probably going to hit the run line as well. So you got to check out for those correlated markets every once in a while. But like I said, I really want to bet the Yankees over, staying away from the side. And unfortunately, that is out of betting range where you can see the Yankees right now. That price is just kind of dastardly. I don't even know if they have it on listed. There might be something going on, but let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, they might have took it off the board. Did they take this off the board? No, right here, minus 217. So yeah, that's just way out of control. It'd be run line and the over if I was going to bet this game, but I'm not going to. All right, and I'm going to zoom through a couple of these ones that I don't have plays in, but we will talk about each game. That's a Milwaukee in Nationals. We hit on that. Miami and the Braves. Okay, we were all about the Miami money line. it's not so much that Atlanta is Miami's a better team than Atlanta, but you can find yourself some very good pitching matchups. Okay, just food for thought. Max Fried 7-5 on the season, right? That doesn't really say that Atlanta's a lock in the situation at home. Essentially, he's won a little bit more than 50% of the games that he's started. Okay, now that means that he got the winning decision. So take that for food for thought. But I use that kind of as a benchmark to start off and be like, well, if it's essentially a coin flip in all the games that are decided from his start, that just gives you a shot, okay? And that's all you want. And at plus 241 on the money line, what more than a shot would you want? It's basically a coin flip at plus 240. Essentially, if you break it all down. So a lot of times when I get these big numbers, and I call them out for you guys sometimes on the show, but we do cash those probably at a 30-40% rate, and it is interesting. So I got to start tracking all that stuff because there are some bangers that we do nail down, and it's nice to look back on like historical data. I had somebody on the channel in the Discord make me a spreadsheet, so I'm going to start doing that here very shortly. But unfortunately, we're going to have a lot on our plate come football season. We're right around the corner. All right. That's a good thing, though. Good problems to have. All right. And then let's hit up the next game on the card. And guys, stick with me. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but I had a little too much coffee and got a big day ahead. So let's get into it. All right. We will hit up the Kansas City Detroit. That will be an official play. Michael Walk on the mound. Detroit doesn't know who they're pitching. It's a very simple handicap. Kansas City lost to a Detroit team, and they needed extra innings. And this is a perfect zigzag opportunity. We're going to lay the $1.40. This is Kansas City on the money line. Let's go get that victory, straight and simple. Okay, and then we will have another AL Central game, Baltimore and Cleveland. Two aces. I shouldn't say two aces, but arguably Cleveland's best. He's not a prospect anymore, but he was their number one pitcher in their farm system since getting called up. Gavin Williams going against Corbin Burns in Cleveland, and this is a straight-up money value play. Cleveland has the capability of beating any team in baseball. I can't believe the odds makers and the betting public just haven't figured that out yet. It took me probably a third of the season, okay? I'm going to be honest. But now at plus 125, I know Corbin Burns, Cy Young candidate, All-Star, hurrah, whatever. I don't really care. Cleveland's at home. They can beat any team in baseball. Give me plus 125 on the money line. That's extreme value. If you want to kind of hedge yourself, you can lay $1.40 and take the run line at plus 1.5. That's an option. Also, very strong lean towards the over anytime Baltimore plays and Cleveland plays at home. So I told you guys an interesting stat. I think it's if Cleveland hits a home run at home or any game that they play that they hit a home run, they win like 90+% of those games. So if we get a first run bomb for Cleveland, look for that dub and cash a plus 125 money line. All right, so that will be kind of my third. I believe that's only my second official play. Okay, and then let's hit up the White Sox in Minnesota game. That will be another play. We are going to be taking the likes of the Minnesota Twins. We're going to bang the money line. Simeon Woods Richardson, great splits as of recent, going against Chris Flexen. Auto fade, 2-10 on the season. I'm shocked that they even have food in the stands to sell in Chicago anymore when they get back home. This is an abysmal season. I really empathize with a lot of White Sox fans out there. I was in the airport the other day, too. Another airport story. I'm on a roll now. I saw people with White Sox jerseys, and I just could not believe that. I wouldn't go out in public with a White Sox jersey right now. Very unfortunate for what their fans have to endure. And I'm an Indians fan, and, I don't know what the hell to do with myself because we're in first place, best record in baseball, and the damn ownership, gets a middle-of-the-pack hitter, righty specialist going against a pitcher that quite frankly hasn't showed anything since coming off of injury. So I guess that's what I would be doing, if I'm trying to win a World Series title before I die. But apparently the Dolans care more about money than they do about winning. I think that's been the story. The Guardians should have probably about 3 or 4 World Series rings if you add in the Chicago series, coupled with about 2 or 3 years in the 90s. And a very good chance when they had CC Sabathia, Fausto Carmona, and I can't remember. I think it was Cliff Lee, honestly. I think that was like an 06, 07 team. But Anyways, close the yearbook. Let's get back into the picks. Tampa Bay Astros. That is a game that we're going to stay away from once again. It would be a lean towards the Astros at home. Just too much of a price, $1.53, which usually means those are going to come through. So not a bad dance partner at that price for a money line parlay. All right, Boston Rangers. Told you guys yesterday. I know what's his face was pitching. Come on. Boy, I need more coffee. Tanner Houck. And Tanner Houck has been fantastic, all-star. We know the rest, but Rangers at home, it's just a different kind of offense. So Rangers won with margin. That was one we called out as well. Stayed away from it. So make sure you guys all pay attention to my leans and my little tidbits because I'm not going to go 5-0 with my best bets every day, but there are a lot of times where my leans end up being better than the actual picks. Food for thought. But anyways, and then our next pick on the card, we are going to have a play. River Ryan. How can you not bet against a guy with the name River Ryan? And it's just something where we're going to get into kind of a fun day here in LA. They were winning 10-0. They won 10-0 against the Athletics yesterday. And this is just kind of a hammer play for me. All right, I know the Dodgers minus 148. Oakland's been profitable, but I think this is kind of where the it all comes to an end. I think the Dodgers just come out, and a lot of times when Dodgers have bullpen days, I'm pretty sure this is a bullpen day for them. I'm not 100% certain on this one. Let's look up kind of what River Ryan's been doing. You got to forgive me. I'm not the best at memorizing every single player in the game. Close, but not. I'm not going to act like I am. But yeah, no, he's a starter. So excellent. Not a staff day. So even better. This is where he gave up low batting average. Hits allowed, went 5-6 innings. I like this a lot, actually a little bit more. So we're going to bang Dodgers. This is a multiple unit play. We're going to take them on the road, minus 148. That will be my kind of hammer play for today's contest. All right. And then we lost yesterday, Mets, Angels. So 1-1, taking the Mets this weekend. We're going to stay away from this one. Griffin Canning's pitching. This is automatically usually a Mets play for me. Minus 137. Great dance partner in a parlay, but staying away from them on my best bets. All right. And then we will play this next game as an official bet, and this is the chalkiest game of the day. Unfortunately, we're still going to lay it. Zach Wheeler, Logan Gilbert. All right, this is a fantastic spot for these guys. Seattle unders have been a trend. However, as of recent, it's kind of been a little bit faulty. So yesterday in specific, you guys could see what I'm talking about. So for this game, we are going to be taking the under still. It's a little bit too low for me, but it's kind of what I do. So trends are great until they're not. So we'll take an under 7.5 minus 136 on the Mariners. This will be my fourth official best bet. And actually, you know what? I take that back. This is going to be the fifth best bet that we went over. So we'll recap at the end. I'll show you guys all five again. I know we kind of went off script a little bit, but forgive me for talking too much. You guys can jump around if you want. All right. Padres, Rockies, this close to coming back on the over once more. Yesterday was kind of a buzzkill. The pitchers didn't end up being who they were supposed to be. I think Cal Quantrill was ended up getting pushed back till today. Might be wrong on that. But in this, it's still going to be the same handicap. It's going to be Padres as well as the over. It's too low, 7.5. I like for them to break out again, so we will be taking it in a lean, the Padres, and 7.5 towards the over. And Cardinals, Cubs, this is a no play for me, but I would lean towards the over 8 and the Cubs at a minus 139 price. So that'll about wrap it up. Forgive me for kind of dragging a little bit today and rambling. Like I said, I've had 2 cups of coffee and kind of fighting the midnight oil. So that's where we're at with our 5 best bets. Like I said, value play, Cleveland money line, Minnesota on the run line. We will take Dodgers 2 units and Seattle under 7.5 minus 136 with Kansas City $1.40 on the money line. That is also a potential hammer play a little bit. So this is shaping up to be a little bit. I might actually even rally these 5 picks together and maybe throw them in a little fun coupon. So we'll see what happens. But also for those of you that some people have been asking questions in the comments. It's not financial advice. I'm not going to tell you guys ever what to bet, how to bet, or how much to bet. Okay, but in the situation where you do play units, just this is the example. So if a unit is $100, let's say hypothetical, okay, a 2-unit play would basically mean that I would bet 200 or double. 5-unit play would be 500, so on and so forth. So that's how you do it. That's how you manage a bankroll. It just keeps it right in front of you, and that way you can't get off the train, derail, and lose all discipline. And that way, it really is important to be using a unit system, unless you're a millionaire and you just like firing and you just want the thrill of it, if you're into that kind of junky stuff. But if you're trying to make a profit, you're trying to act like you know what you're doing, you really have to stick to a disciplined approach within sports betting. So that's what we got going on. Appreciate you guys. As always, make sure you subscribe down below. Discord's been kind of falling a little bit short. I want to see you guys all go over there. We were growing. We got over 300 members on the Discord. We need to get that thing up to 500 before football season. And let me know down below in the comments too, for those of you that are still listening. I want to know if you guys are into football, or I'm going to throw a poll up there on my channel. I kind of want to know. I want to know how many people are actually subscribed to me that bet one sport only, or if everybody basically gets their hands into the cookie jar and has fun with all sports or anything within the world of sports betting. So curious. I'll throw that poll up a little later, but if you guys want to get a head start, leave me a comment, and we'll look at that a little bit down the road. But thanks for watching. Subscribe down below, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Cheers. Good luck with your picks.